Okay guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Schofield Welding. We are headed into town right now. We have a pretty good day planned. It is pretty late in the day actually. It's about 11 o'clock. Mom and Dad called, asked if we would all come down here. We're going to breakfast over at the O'Brady's. So if you're ever in Idaho Falls, O'Brady's is probably one of the best breakfast places. It's just kind of an old cafe vibe, but it's super awesome. Good people in there, super good food. Liza loves it. So anyways, we're headed over there. We're gonna go eat, and then we need to run to Home Depot, grab a couple fittings that we can put in for the air dryer for the plasma table, and then we are running back to the house, and I'm building a Christmas table for my mother-in-law. So it's gonna be super sweet. We've designed all the brackets, we've designed the legs out of 4-inch tube, and it's gonna be a combo like kind of a metal with a reclaimed wood top. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy. We love you all. We'll see you at breakfast, and then we're gonna beat it back to the house. So stay tuned. See ya. We have a small complex with keeping shoes on. It's hard. Hard for that boy. Ready? Let's go. Everybody ready? Gonna go eat. Good. Alright guys, so what we're getting ready to do right now, I've got all the legs cut. They're 33.5 inches long, which will put the top of the table at about 35 inches. So what we got to do is I actually got to run in, I got to draw caps for each one of these. So I got to cut out 8 caps that will fit in here. We'll weld them up, clean them all up, grind them up, make them look good. But then I got these little brackets that we wound up building, which they're pretty like awesome. Okay, so basically the way it's going to sit is it'll sit like this, and it's notched out for the 4-inch tube. So then it'll come in and it'll sit just like that. Boom. What we'll do, we'll weld it, probably from the bottom, of course. We'll weld it from the bottom, weld it from the outside right here. But then when we go to put our 2x2, our 2x1 cross members that come about, they'll bolt right into them. And then this can bolt right up into the table. So that'll keep the tabletop stout. But at the same time, it's going to stouten all these legs up too. So I've got 3 more of those. I got to hurry and bend up, clean up, and then I'll go in, draw up the caps really quick. Okay, so now that we got that, what we got to do, we got to bring them out on the brake. We'll bend them up 90 degrees, and so that they wind up looking like this. All right. Just like that. Okay. All right, guys, now that we got the brackets, they're all bent up, they're ready to go. All we got to do is weld them on the corners. Well, the next part of the project is we need to run inside really quick, get on Fusion 360, hurry and draw up the pieces that are going to go inside here to cap these off and make them look good. So that's kind of the next step. Okay guys, probably the coolest thing we have in the shop. That thing just whips this stuff out. All right, everybody, so kind of what I wanted to kind of explain a little bit while we're doing this. This is the bottom of the leg. Now, the reason I squared everything is because I can use this piece of plate to kind of move it around to where if this saw didn't cut it quite straight, I can make this piece of plate straight and square to the leg, and it's gonna help prevent wobble and stuff like that. Now, the other reason I plated the bottom, and I'm contemplating putting plates in the top of it just because it really doesn't matter if it's got plates in the top because you'll never see them. But one of the reasons I do this is because if this thing does wobble just a little bit, and it could be for a million different reasons, it could, we over torque the freaking screws, the floor is not level, you know, anything can be a little bit tweaked and it can cause just a little bit of a rock, which just drives me absolutely freaking insane. And so one thing you can do is if this is a solid bottom, then you can take a deck of playing cards and just slide them under it until it supports it. So just a thought and just something you can think about. But we're gonna weld the other three on really quick, and then we're gonna decide if we're gonna put the tops in. I'm not quite sure we will, just because it's not gonna freaking matter. So anyway, let me finish cleaning this up and we'll go from there. Beautiful. Okay, so basically what this is going to be is we want to make sure that when we weld these brackets on, that they're all exactly the same. Well, now I've built a jig that, if I can get down, I got a stock, I got something to butt up into, and then I have wherever the bracket's going to sit on this thing. So, throw that in there, done. Make sure it's tight everywhere around. Grab your bracket. Pinch it up tight to that. Tack it. Okay. One down. So we're going to do that to all four legs. And this is to assure that no matter what these legs are doing, they might be a little bit short, might be a little bit long. As long as we're butted up everywhere where we need to be, everything's gonna be the same. Yeah. All right, guys. So what we're getting ready to do is, this is actually a bolt together setup. So we got some nuts. I'm just gonna show you kind of what we're doing. I drilled a 5/8 hole. Which is just big enough for that thing to go in there. So go ahead, tack her in. Okay. So one of the things you got to pay attention to when you weld these in, do not get it into the thread. So I hang out way on the outside and bring it in, just the edge of the puddle is catching that nut. Got two of them in here. Okay, we'll weld that in, then we're going to take you over here and bolt this thing up. Guys, so what we're getting ready to do is, this whole thing's bolted up. It's so flippin' stout. I got these little tabs, and these actually came off of a different project that we wound up not using them for, but it's gonna be pretty perfect for what we're gonna do on this. I'm gonna find center, and I'm gonna weld these on there, on all 4 centers. And besides just the corners bolting up to the table, now we got, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 bolts gonna be tying into the bottom of this table, which is gonna be freaking stout. Like this thing ain't gonna go flipping nowhere. So let's find the center of this and we'll go from there. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this piece, because we know the table's gonna sit on top of this. We're gonna be able to just hold it up flat to it, tack everything, and then weld it out. Okay guys, so the next thing we're working on right now, we gotta trim this up. So it's gonna have a piece of flat bar, runs across it, it's gonna look freaking good. Yeah, that's super sharp. Trim it all up, good to go. That's the last part of this. Got a bunch of 3-inch. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed the table build. Super fun to do. My mother-in-law freaking loved it. She thought it was awesome. The last bit of it is we actually were in the garage. We had to sand it down the top because I only put 2 coats of finish on it. I want to do 3, and so I had to clean up the top and then do a 3rd coat on it, and I didn't want to take it in the house where that oil base is pretty stinky stuff. So anyways, that was kind of the end of it, and we hope you enjoyed it, and we love you all, and be blessed, and have a great rest of your night. See ya.